Hi, welcome to Craig Walker Coaching. My name is Craig Walker, and I help people break free from the paralysis of self-doubt to live the life, well, that they were born to love. My training, it's Christ-centered, it's biblically based, it's backed by science, and it's endorsed by those who've tried it and they've experienced radical transformation. Now, if you're not a believer, let me just tell you that's okay, because I believe when you discover how much God believes in you, you will have no trouble believing in Him. Well, thanks for joining me again today. I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Please click the bell so that you'll be notified each time a new video is posted. If you like today's talk, make sure you hit the like button, and don't forget to leave your comments and questions down below. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about the second and most common way people get their identity hacked. Honestly, I think this is the most common and the most dangerous way of all. Here it is. Don't get hijacked by the pressure of being good. I know you're thinking, but wait, you want to be good, don't you? You know, people like good people. Why wouldn't you want to be good? Well, when I say being good, I'm thinking about something specific. I'm talking about living to be liked. I'm thinking of that mindset that wants to fit in. It wants to go along with others. It wants to be comfortable. It conforms. Honestly, I'm talking about being a people pleaser. What makes being good so alluring is this. It feels good to be liked. It feels good to get the approval and the praise and the accolades of others for your goodness. But here's something that I've preached for years. Being good, it's just not attractive. I would say that I'm just speaking for myself, but I know better. I know the truth. Books like Wild at Heart, well, they've sold millions, and they're on the New York Times bestsellers list for a reason. Listen, we were not wired to be good. We were wired to do good. You were not wired to fit in. You were hardwired to be yourself. Now, I bet you have never awakened from sleep and said this, "Oh, what a gorgeous day. I just want to be good today." As God's masterpiece, you're unique. There's no such thing as a good masterpiece. God created you anew in Christ Jesus to do the good things that He planned for you long ago. Listen, you can't be good and do the good God created you to do. Here's the rub. Here's the rub, though. Ever since you were born, people have been squeezing you, molding you to be good. Be a good little boy and obey your mommy. Be a good little girl and make good grades. And here's what I think of being good. Boring. Don't get me wrong. I am not encouraging you to be bad. Not at all. I am encouraging you, though, to be yourself. And I have learned that you can't always be what others call good and be yourself. Sooner or later, your true identity, it will tread on others' ideas of goodness. And listen, that's when you will have to make a choice. Now, here's something that I've learned. I've actually experienced this. Did you know that religion, and I'm talking to all of us who are Christians, now listen, religion will do everything in its power to make you good. When we get confused over being good versus doing good, we wrongly think that our goal is to behave according to some rules, some customs or traditions of culture. Jesus actually tells a story that makes this point beautifully in the Bible. Jesus said there were two guys that went up to the temple to pray. So one was a tax collector, a respected career choice on the lines of being a pimp or a prostitute or drug dealer. And he said, when this publican, this tax collector, went up to the temple to pray, he couldn't even lift his head towards God because of his sinfulness. And this other guy, though, this religious dude, the Pharisee, Jesus said the Pharisee stood by himself and he prayed like this: "I thank you, God, that I'm not like other people, cheaters, sinners, adulterers, and I'm certainly not like that tax collector." Did you catch it? He was not like other sinners because why? He was good. Here are three characteristics that I think would stand out, and maybe these will help you see where you may have been hijacked to be good yourself. let me mention these three characteristics. Number one, if you've been hijacked to be good, you've probably become proud of your goodness. Yeah, like the Pharisee, I'm not like. That's what you think. I'm so proud that I'm not like other people. Now, no, wait. I know you would never say that. And honestly, you'd never even let that thought really come to your mind. But that doesn't mean that you haven't become proud. You're probably not aware of your pride. Pride's like bad breath. Everyone else smells it before you do. So let me help you sniff out pride in your life, okay? This is one of my own Hall of Fame stories. When Debbie and I first moved back to North Texas, just a little over a year ago now, we parked our travel trailer in this little town, North Texas. And people would ask, oh, where did you guys move back to? And we'd tell them the name of this town. And immediately, without exception, people would say, oh, you moved to the meth capital of Texas. Now, we were kind of shocked. We'd never noticed that culture. We had not seen anything different. It didn't look any different than any place else I'd ever lived in Kentucky. Okay, that was my joke. But we did start looking, or I should say, I started looking more closely at the people, seeing what the culture's like, especially when we went to Walmart. And by the way, that's where I got into trouble. I caught myself looking down on certain people at Walmart. Obviously, I didn't make fun of them, and no, I didn't take pictures and post them anywhere on Facebook. But in my heart, this is what I did. I found myself saying, I'm glad I'm not like those people. It is embarrassing. I know it. Do you ever do that? Have you ever done that? That if you do, just recognize you've probably been hijacked by the pressure to be good. Seriously, if you feel that way about anyone, you have become proud of your goodness. Now, let me give you a second characteristic, a second hallmark of people that have been hijacked. It's number two. You lack passion for living. I'm thinking when I was growing up in this little town that I lived in, and all good boys and girls graduated from high school. They either went to college or they got a job, got married, and if they were lucky, they got a job at the local factory where their parents worked. And they would work there for 30 years and they could retire. Here's something I noticed. By the way, I did that for a while too. And most people's passion that did that, their passion for life equaled that of a zombie. They were living out someone else's ideal for their life. It never registered on most of these people that God had deposited within their soul that they could be something different, that they had the ability to craft furniture, to design skyscrapers, to weld on a pipeline, to be a homemaker, to train horses, or to pilot a rocket. You see, God hardwired you to do good things, and He placed those desires within you for a reason. That's how you glorify Him. He created you this way, and when you give yourself the freedom to follow your passion, to be the person that God made you to be, it sparks a fire within. And the more you cultivate your craft and your calling, the more you fan into flame a white-hot passion for living the life that God created you to love. Here's a fact, or a third characteristic of people that have been hijacked. It's this: you worry about what other people think. In fact, I'm going to go so far to say is you are paralyzed by the consuming questions of what if? What if I fail? What will other people think? Oh, if only we had the courage of a child. Have you ever noticed that children, they just don't worry about what other people think they should be? Years ago, Debbie and I attended the kindergarten graduation of one of our grandsons. And all the kids have been asked before the graduation ceremony what they wanted to be when they grow up. And as part of the program, the teacher announced the child's name when the child walked across the stage. And she read what that child wanted to be as she handed them their diploma. It was kind of fun listening to most of them. You know, you had your typical policeman, fireman, teacher. There was at least one cowboy in there, but then there was Hector. Hector walked across the stage, and the teacher announced his name and said, Hector wants to be a World War II fighter pilot. Isn't that great? I have two grandsons. They're passionate about fishing. Ever since they've been old enough to go fishing, they've wanted to be professional fishermen. And I'm just watching them as they transition into manhood. Will they continue to pursue their passion? You know, maybe they'll discover another calling, which is cool too. Or will they settle to get a real job that they don't love and be good. Listen, I pray they never trade their passion to be good. I hope that if fishing is not what God created them to be, to bring glory to himself, they'll figure it out. They'll find that other calling, and they will do it with all their heart. Let me just tell you this. Please hear this again. You can't be good and be the person that God created you to be all the time. Sooner or later, your true identity will tread on someone else's ideas of goodness, and then you're going to have to make a choice. Here's my prayer, my challenge to you. My prayer for you is that you will choose your passion over people pleasing. Don't get hijacked to be good. Be yourself. Is it frightening? You bet it is. Years ago, God called me to plant churches that were new and they were different. I had a choice. I could keep doing what I had always done and be loved by everyone, or I could do something different and be questioned by many. I chose to follow my passion, and I can tell you this, I have never been more misunderstood and more criticized. And I have never felt more alive. The next time your true identity treads on what others think is good and right for you, hey, don't be too quick to yield to the preferences of others. Take time to discern what God is saying to you in the way he's made you. It's okay to be different. You're not like everyone else. You're a masterpiece. You can't be good all the time and be yourself. If you struggle with fear to follow your passion, let me encourage you. Please sign up for my course, Truly a Masterpiece. You can win over your fear and your fear-driven behavior, and you can learn to live with more peace, joy, courage, passion than you ever imagined. And you can learn to be the person and to live the life that God created you to love. That's all I have for this week. Make sure you click the bell so that YouTube notifies you when each new video is posted. Make sure you leave your comments and questions down below. And again, until next time, may the Lord help you to live the life that you were born to love.